All right, so for this video, I want to talk to you guys about 1090 Steaks again, because I've got more to cover. The last video I made about 1090 Steaks was about him trying to expose Larry Hoover as a snitch and how he was facing widespread backlash for this accusation because it was not true. And I talked about how 1090 was a rat his damn self and how he's a goof and an imposter and a fraud and a snitch. So that was the last video, but I've got more to cover. I'm not done. I'm not satisfied. And so I do want to start with the first clip. Now, this first clip is going to be the guy that Larry Hoover is being accused by Jake of snitching on him. And what you're going to see is this guy's going to come out and say Larry Hoover never snitched on him, never took the stand on him, never wrote a statement on him, that it's all a bunch of bullshit. Listen to this.
Last year they tried to say that Larry Hoover told on me, that he told the police that I shot him. I had to come on Facebook and made it perfectly clear. That man ain't never told on me.
So look, Jake, you've been overstepping your boundaries, and you clearly ain't been doing your research, bro, lately. You know what I'm saying? This ain't good, P.
Damn, they did the same thing to David Barksdale. They put it on that David Barksdale told on some Blackstone Rangers in 1965 and 66.
So 1090 Jake bases his entire accusation on this old school newspaper article from racist Chicago back in the 60s where they were rioting over the civil rights. It was completely corrupt. And so this is what Jake's entire basis of his whole thing is this newspaper article. But we've got the guy that apparently got snitched on. He should be pretty upset, right? Wrong. What? He's not upset at all because it never happened. He was never snitched on. And so this clip is making its rounds around the internet. All the blogs are picking it up. It's going viral. And it's not going good for 1090 Jake. You know, he went through the same thing when he tried to expose BG for being a snitch. And he wasn't. But that was different because there was actual paperwork and documents and narratives and stuff like that. But this is just a newspaper article. So this is egregious. And people are not happy. The GDs are not happy. And it's just so concerning if you think about it. And the more you do think about it, you realize how problematic this is.
You know, it's crazy that so many people decided to stamp, bro. You know, it ain't the fact that he white or whatever the case is. It's the fact that it's you know, oh, man, it just, you know, you could just tell that this shit ain't all the way authentic. I'm gonna say that. You feel me?
Considering Jake is a snitch his damn self. You see, there was inmates and COs inside that prison with Jake that were making his life a living hell. And so what he did is he snitched on them by way of writing a statement up with their names and submitting it to administration in the prison. This is actually full-blown snitchery. And so for this next clip that I want to show you, this is 1090 Jake's big homie. What? Everybody that hit me got hit. I got hit here. I couldn't run. I couldn't do nothing. My toes was pussing. I couldn't do nothing. All I could do was look around. Nobody could see me. So I started to run. No, he couldn't run because his fucking toes. What? So yeah, he was telling all these stories. But anyways, back to the story here. This is 1090 Jake's big homie from the GKB Killer Bloods in Florida. And he's going to be basically coming out and saying that Jake did actually snitch, but he doesn't want to call him a snitch because that's his, you know, his little bitch or whatever. But he does say that Jake committed violations here. Look at this.
I call 1090 Jake a rat. And no, I'm not worried about if a nigga feel away with what I'm saying. That nigga. You know what I mean?
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that wing place and that pizza shop.
What I'm saying is, when he said I was assaulted by and put that man's name in there, he fucked up.
So yeah, he definitely told on that end on them polices, bro. You ain't supposed to be telling what's going on. How you think half the shit that get in the jail, and you tell on that? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, what?
The error. He wasn't supposed to do that.
So Jake's big homie just said, fuck him. What? So this isn't very good. So Jake is actually facing backlash for being a rat from his own people. And this is not good. This is probably contributing to the reason why he probably dropped out of his gang. But the number one reason why he dropped out, as we all know, is because he wants to be a country boy. What? He's got this new girlfriend that he's going to propose to very soon. And he wants to fit the mold of what he believes she wants in a man, which is a clean-cut, God-fearing countryman. What? So Jake he's big country now, and so he's trying to make this career pivot where because he no longer needs these guys, these older bloods in Florida, to sort of use their image to advance his career.
1090 Jake.
In the motherfucking building.
3-hour interview, 100,000 on the chain.
Big 1090, shout out to Mazza.
Big bloods in the building.
GKB in the fucking building. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh my God. Appreciate you, man.
By using them for validation type thing. It's very easy to understand. So he doesn't need that anymore. And he does a great job of explaining why he doesn't need them anymore in this next.
How much he pay y'all, man? How much he pay? See, and I don't knock Jake for whatever, but for you to be acting like you a street, the number one rule in the streets is mind your business. You know what I'm saying? You and everybody else business, bruh.
Clip. This is Bootleg Kev podcast, and this is 1090 Jake explaining why he left his gang.
Like a lot of the people that started Blood back in the 90s on the East Coast of New York are all broke and fucked up. A lot of the big homies are broke and fucked up. So if you're 40, 50 years old and your life sucks, why do I, as a 30-year-old who's making more money than almost the majority of the entire fucking gang, the fuck am I doing over here? It doesn't make any sense.
What the fuck did he just... What? So he says that they're all broke. He doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of broke old bums. He's like, why would I want to hang around some people that I already use for their image and I already advanced my career? I make more money than the majority. This is insane. Really. I literally can't believe he said...
Is that the Florida Boston accent, bro? Is extreme. It's wild. It's just... Like when you posing, bro, and the gig is up, but I'm shocked that it was able to go this far. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't got nothing against Jay, bro. I respect people as men